Hi, let's craft together. It's Debbie from Create Pretty Things. We're gonna do another kit. This kit is on special. It's one of our Black Friday specials that appeared on Monday. It is one of our kits, and it's one of the, there's 2 kits left available, and this is one of them. But this is one of my favorites too, and I thought that this would be a great get together to get your family, your kids all together and try this kit and do whatever colors you want. So this is called our Falalala kit, and it comes with this board and base. So this board and base is reusable. So you can chalk on it one time and then change the design just by wetting it down and scraping off the old design and putting a new design on it. It's also 2-sided, so you can use both sides. I love this. It's got this great base, so you can use it with transfers that go landscape or transfers that go portrait. So this base itself is very versatile, and it's a great surface to chalk on. It's very forgiving, and I just love it. Now this is a special from Chalkateur, and it is $10 for one of these kits, which includes your transfer, your surface, 1 paste packet, which is coming in the color Couture Coral, and it comes with 1 color tray and a squeegee, a reusable squeegee. Hang on to these, don't get rid of it. I also hang on to my color trays because I reuse those, I wash them out. But the beauty of these kits is it's everything included. You do want to reuse these transfers over and over again between 8 and 12 times, so you want to be able to clean these up when you're done, get all the paste out of the silk screen so that you can reuse it. But just think, if you got a variety of these transfers, you could do quite a few of these signs. All right, let's get started. While this kit only comes with 1 color, the Couture Coral, it is a beautiful, beautiful color. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off 1 corner of this, and I'm going to squeeze out just a little bit of this paste because I'm going to use multiple colors. So in order to, these paste packets will complete more than 1 project. So just squeeze out a little bit, because once it's out of the packet, you cannot put it back in the packet. So squeeze a little bit out into a color tray, and then you're going to use it to color your transfer. So we are going to peel this little silkscreen transfer from the protective backer and keep this. Notice one side is kind of an off yellowish color and one's white. You're going to go ahead and need that later. And then, since this is sticky, you want to lay it down on a piece of fabric, either a towel, a fuzzing cloth, your shirt, your jeans, whatever you want. That's just to lessen that stickiness a little bit so it doesn't stick really, really hard. So when you pull it up, it doesn't stretch out. They're reusable, so you want them to last. So I am going to place this down, center it on my board. I'm also going to take into account that this is going to go down into my base a little bit. So if you want to move it up higher, you can. And I think I will move it up a little bit higher just to allow for that. I'm going to do this several colors. I want it to be bright and vibrant and colorful, but I do want it to be centered, and it is not. Tonight's keyword, guys, is you jump on tonight, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. The keyword is Falala. All is one word, F-A-L-A-L-A. If you type that into the comments, check your messenger, and you will receive a link back with a little pre-built cart link that has this kit in it. And like I said, this kit is on special. It's $10, but there's a 10% sale on everything site-wide on the site, so it'll be $9. So go ahead and add that in. I still don't think it's centered, but I picture this as being maybe a get-together with your family and friends, and just a few different paste colors, and everyone can pick their own colors, and they can do the same sign. But if you have any other A transfers, they can also do another sign on the back. So I think it'd be a great get-together. Okay, I'm going to use our Bumblebee Yellow. Now, this was one of my excess left from one of my paste packs. I'm going to use my Couture Teal. I've got out Orange Peel, which is a little dry. Let's see if this one will be usable today. Yeah, this one is pretty thick and dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some distilled water into it, just a little bit at a time. And I'm going to stir it up to mix it up and make sure there's no loose spots, no dry spots. Just make sure it's thoroughly combined and mixed. I think I'm going to add a little bit more. When you're using these pastes, you're going to want to peel these up while the paste is still wet on your transfer. So if it's really, really thick like this, it may dry faster. And if it dries in the silk screen, it's not going to stick on the surface down below. So I'm just putting distilled water in here to loosen this orange peel up. And see, it's moving a lot better. I've also got Shimmer Orchid, which is a beautiful purplish color. And it's a shimmer. So that means it has a little bit of flakes in here, and this needs some water too. A little bit of flakes that will catch the light and reflect. So it's really pretty. I'm just going to mix it up as well. And sometimes as you get down to the bottom of your jars, they've been open so many times that they may be a little bit drier than you want them to be. So just add a little bit of water. Mix them up a little bit. I'm also going to use Meadow, which is a green. So we're going to have a variety of colors here. And as I go, if I decide not to use a color, well, that's my prerogative. But I am ready with them. Just a little bit at a time, adding the water. If you add too much water, it's really hard to correct that unless you leave the jars open for a while. Everything looks so cloudy in this today. Let me turn on another light. I don't know whether my phone's cloudy or what's going on. Did clean my lens, but I went on live earlier today. I noticed that the playback was also very cloudy. It wasn't real clear. Okay, so we've got that one. And then here is our Meadow, which is a green. And I really associate this with the Christmas green. Let me stir this one up as well. Yeah, it needs some water too. Usually I check these first before I go on live and make sure they're okay. But I was kind of excited to go on live for this one, guys. And I wasn't sure if I was going to use multiple colors, one color, what I was going to do. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this one. It's going to be a quick craft, but I think it'll be a fun one. So I don't know about you, if you've ever had your grandkids or your kids try this before, but my grandkids love to do chalk couture. They love the colors. They like to have the creative freedom to do whatever they want to do, their favorite colors or not. So that's what I let them do. Okay, I'm going to start by using my Shimmer Orchid, which is the purplish color, for my F. My F is going to be my largest piece. So I'm making sure that my transfer is down nice and tight and there's not any air bubbles. I'm using my squeegee. This is a small squeegee, so it's bigger than my mini. And I'm just going to take a little bit of paste and I'm just going to apply it over the area that I want to color. And in this case, it's going to be my letter F. So I'm going to cover my letter F with this paste. I'm just going to smooth it on. I'm just kind of rubbing it. And if I have too much in one area, I'm going to move it to another area. But I am going to make sure that I have tops and bottoms, lefts and rights all covered. Okay. And then what I normally do is I go over, I take off my excess paste. See all this extra on my squeegee? I wipe that off into my jar. I go over it one more time just to remove some of the excess. And here it is. Now, since my pastes were a little dry today, I'm going to do the peel method. It's the paste and peel, which means that I'm going to go ahead and lay down my paste. And right after I'm done, I'm going to lift it up to release it from the silk screen. Because remember I said if it is dries in the silk screen, it's not going to come up, it's not going to stay down to the surface. It'll come up with your transfer. We don't want that to happen. I'm just going to dry it a little bit. I want you to see all the texture in this F. Now this is because of the silk screen has all that embedded in it, so it's pretty. So now I'm going to let my transfer go down, but I'm going to smooth it back down over the letter A because I have not pasted that yet. And I think I'm going to use our orange. What's this called? This is called Orange Peel. I just haven't used these colors for a while, guys. So I'm going to get a smaller squeegee. This is my mini squeegee, and this is the one I use the most often. And I do have quite a bit of green on my hands. And so I'm going to get a little bit of this paste, and I'm going to do the letter A. Just paste over the white areas. And I did get a little bit on that L, but that's okay. I'm going to paste it over the white areas to cover up that letter A. Okay. I'm going to smooth it out, remove any extra, and I'm going to put the extra back in the jar. And once again, I am going to lift that up and release that paste, okay? I'm going to go ahead and cap up my Shimmer Orchid and my orange. It'll just help us stay organized. I am dropping dried paste on here. Clean that up. Okay, so I'm going to release the A. I'm just going to lift up my transfer only where the letter A is. Now my paste is now released. And I don't have to worry about it pulling up with the transfer. I'm going to go ahead and dry that. I'm trying not to dry my transfer though. This is a low heat, low temp gun, so I don't worry about it too much, but you don't want to heat it. You don't want to melt your transfers. You want to take really good care of those. So I'm going to go ahead and press down my transfer again around the L, the la la la, anywhere that I haven't pasted, and I am going to make sure that's down. And I'm going to do my meadow green. Where are all my squeegees at? Okay, so I can wipe off a squeegee that I've already used. Actually, I think I'm going to use my Couture Teal on this. I'm going to put that there. Make sure my edges are all covered. And I'm going to do the la la down at the bottom. Kind of like the L's in the teal. Okay, and I'm not doing a lot of pressure here, but I'm doing enough to make sure it goes through. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape up the extra. When you scrape up that extra, you are making it a little bit thinner, so it helps with dry time. Okay, now when I peeled it up, do you see how I missed my L, the corner on that L? So I'm just going to put that right back down. I'm going to get some more of the teal, and I'm going to re-chalk that area. So when you peel it up slowly, you're also checking, whoops, and it still didn't go down. Let's see, to make sure you don't need any corrections. I'm having a little bit of a hard time here because it is a little drier. So what I can do is I can wet my finger just a little bit, not a lot because you don't want it to run. And I'm just going to kind of press it. I'm going to kind of moisten that a little bit. Press it down. To release that paste. Okay, then I might have just smeared it. Okay, that looks better. And I've got the same thing going on with this little L right here. So hopefully it'll release. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so here's what we have so far. I'm not going to pull my transfer all the way off because I don't want to lose my positioning. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit this with the dryer. And hit my la la with the dryer. Okay, I'm going to let it fall down or flop down. Make sure the parts I'm going to chalk are down. Let's do yellow for this first A. This is our bumblebee, one of my favorite colors. Now it does have some orange on there, but I think that's going to be okay. Sometimes we blend colors. Sometimes we don't intend to blend colors, and we do, and that's all right. Okay, so now what do we have left? We haven't used our coral yet. Let's use our coral. Let's do it on our A. Coral is one of my favorites too. The Couture Teal, Couture Coral, and the Bumblebee are some of my favorite colors. There's so many favorite colors though, guys. Really, I mean, there's a lot. A lot of colors. They're all beautiful. See how that looks? Okay, it's there. Now it looks funny, but that's how it's supposed to be. Got one color left, and I think that I would like it to be the Shimmer Orchid again. Get my Shimmer Orchid. Just a little bit. Paste it on here. So you guys, I know that there's going to be another sale or some kind of special dropping on Monday for Cyber Monday. So make sure you check it at 9 o'clock, I believe it's Mountain Standard Time. It will drop. So make sure you check it then. Right now, one of our limited color editions, which is the Color of the Month nominee, is back for this weekend, only for this weekend or until supplies run out. And it was loved by everybody, and quite a few people were upset when it ran out after a few days and they weren't able to get it. So if you're interested in the nominee, which is a beautiful gold, get it now. You have to have a $75 purchase in your cart for that one though, to purchase before it'll activate and become alive for you. Aha. So once you place 75 in your cart, it'll say, would you like to buy this color nominee? And you can say yes, and then you can get it. So here's what it looks like. So notice I have some color variation here. It's okay, I think it adds to it. I have some extra little color blobs right here. Now, when it dries, I can scrape it off, but this is a very forgiving board. I can also use a wet paper towel to get that off. So right now I'm gonna clean this transfer, just to show you how we do it. I just wet it as soon as I can. Now, like I said, once these are out of the jar, you can't reuse them, but I can reuse the color trays. So I'm gonna take these back to my sink, rinse them out, and use them. The individual paste packets that I didn't use, I can use for another time. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold them over, and I'm out of Scotch tape right now, so I'll have to find my other tape. Tape it up and put it in a Ziploc bag. Otherwise, cap up your paste. If you think you need to add water to it before you cap it up, go ahead and do that. I think these should be okay. Okay, and then I am just gonna take a paper towel, and this is what you want to do. You're gonna make sure you clean these every time you use them. Clean both sides, get all that colored paste out of there. Oops. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray this again. This time I'm gonna use what's called a board eraser. It's like a magic eraser sponge, but no chemicals, but it really helps quickly clean these transfers. And you want all that paste out of the silkscreen areas. So then you're gonna flip it over, spray it down, and do the same thing to the back side. Now, when I'm rubbing the back side and clean the back side, I don't go quite as heavy-handed. It's not as dirty. The paste it went through the silkscreen, but it didn't land on the surface. And I want to protect that adhesive. Also going to clean my counter a little bit here. These magic erasers, well, they're not. These board erasers work miracles at cleaning things. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry up my mess. I'm going to dry both sides of my transfer. And I may leave this sticky side up for a little bit in the air to dry. But when it's done, I'm going to put the white side of, okay, there's a yellow and a white. The white side is going to go to my sticky side. Reattach it to the back of my backer. Make sure there's not any air bubbles. I'm going to let it sit out just to dry a little bit. And then I'm going to store it back in that plastic sleeve that it came in. And it'll be good to go 8 to 10 times more to reuse this transfer because I cleaned it and I put it back on its backer and I'm storing it properly. So now, what are we going to do here? I want to go ahead and clean up a couple of these spots that I have. You're probably not going to have any messes like I do. I'm just kind of a messy crafter. So I'm just going to, this is a reusable board. If I wanted to get rid of this design, let's say it's been here for a month and I want to use it for my next holiday. All I'd have to do is spray this down with water and let it sit for maybe a minute and then get what's called a paste scraper. Scrape it off, wipe it down, it'll be good as new and you could reuse it. So I can reuse that. And that's what makes it such a good buy. And then I can also chalk on the back of this. So here is our finished little sign. You could embellish your board. You could paint your little board. You could add bows, ribbons. You could add something to the top, jingle bells, something that would be fun. But here is our board. $9 to make this, $9 in materials after our 10% discount. This only lasts through this weekend. You can use, it only comes with one paste color, which is the Couture Coral. But I chose to do different colors. The cart is pre-built for you. All you have to do is type in the word Falalala as one word into the comments and you'll get a link back to your messenger. And then you can go ahead and order. It's inexpensive. I'd order several and I would do a get together. I would have, my grandkids are all pretty young. So what I would do is give them each one and a transfer, or maybe they can share a transfer. But if you're buying the kit, you have transfers, so I wouldn't worry about that. And see what they come up with as far as colors. They could mix colors, they could do gradients, they can do whatever they want with this. But this would be a great project for kids. I love it. I hope you love it. Take a look, type in the word Falala, and then check your messenger. Give this video a heart, and if you love it, please feel free to share it with others. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.